All right, punters. I want to talk about the psychology of putting together a best five set and how I approach it and what I do. At the start of the day, I'm going to go about it in general terms. At the start of the day, I'm looking for two sets. I'm looking for a skinny set and a wide set, right? The skinny set's basically tighter in price, while the wide set has more value in it. A skinny set example would be Wednesday. That was a classic example of a skinny set. 3.9, 3.9, 3.5, 3.4 and 7. The way a skinny set works is I want at least, of the four horses that are shorter, from 2 to 1 to 3 to 1, around that sort of mark in a skinny set. They don't all have to be those prices. It's just a general example. But those four in a skinny set that are shorter prices, a combination of any two of those should give me back more than 5 units, more than 6 units preferably. So with that in mind, I walk into that part of the equation thinking, okay, I want to, no matter what the combination is, I'm confident that at least two of the four of these will win. And on top of that, that allows me the scope of the fifth selection to get a little bit more value into it. You know what I mean? And over the last week and a half, there's been 3 occasions where that's just worked an absolute treat for us, right? One of them was Vermincella, one of them was Puerto Banus, and the other one was Wednesday, Flaghall, which was 70 to 4.2. So Wednesday's a classic example where 2 of them won 3.9 and 3.4. One was heavily backed. They anchored the day, you know what I mean? They gave us more than 6 units back between those two. And then we've had Flaghall lob at 7 into 4.4. If you sell level stakes, you've got it at 7 when it's sent out. If you semi-martingale, you've got it at 4.4. Swings and roundabouts. So with that in mind, that's a great scenario. And that's what I look for. That's when I walk in confident, right? Another example of that set is the day that Puerto Banus got us out of jail. Broke down the front gate, gave us the keys, shot the guards, let us go. So, we were none from 4 that day. Everything went wrong, but the value shot was 7.0 out to 10.0 and landed. And won like a 2.7 shot, that's confirmation of the way that we've analysed the race. For it to win like a 2.7 shot at 10.0 is just confirmation of how highly we had it rated and how wrong the market had it. That's common sense. So that's a skinny set, right? Then you have a wide set. A wide set's more 7 to 2, 5, 7, 4.5 to 6.0 across 4 of them, and then the fifth one maybe at 3.0. One real solid knockout anchor, and the other 4, I only need one of them, but I'm likely to get 2 of them. If I get 3 of them, the TWF Dancing Girls are coming over. So that's how a skinny and a wide set works. Obviously, I work towards a skinny set first over a wide set. Wide set, it only comes together one in every 3 days as an option, 80% of the time, we're going to go the skinny set. I'm only going to go the wide set if I'm confident that the wide set's the option to go, and that the skinny set, there's something wrong with the skinny set, But yeah, that's what I do. So from the point that we decide that we're going to look at a day, depending on how many black bookers we've got in, I've talked about the coal factor before, and some of you just laugh at that, but you got no idea. You don't know what you're talking about. That's the initial point where we know we need 5 bets for best 5 of the day. Look at tomorrow. We've got 110 black bookers in around Australia. And there's how many race meetings is there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 meetings, we've got 110 black bookers. So that's 9 a meeting, 9.2 or whatever, So that's 1 a race. So that's not that many black bookers. Like our net goes far and wide. We cast it and we catch them. So with that in mind, that allows us to go, okay, coal factor tomorrow, naturally at the start, is 22. That's huge. We could probably put together, if we really had the time and wanted to, put together 3 sets of 5 tomorrow, or 2 sets of 5. Put together 2 sets of 5, it's a coal factor of 11. It's not rocket science. That's better than any other day of the week. Wednesdays there's 30 or 40 black bookers. So that's a cull factor of 6 to 8. You know, that's strong. Mondays and Tuesdays are the difficult ones. The cull factor, you know, there might be 15 black bookers in on a Monday. It's a cull factor of 3. But at the end of the day, those 15 horses are all in Class 1s, maidens, Class 2s, benchmark 58s, where we know there's massive upside in the horses that we found. Because they've won impressively, the form's been franked out of it, or there's hidden merit. You know, we don't get that wrong often. That's why Mondays and Tuesdays are also good days. They're tougher sometimes. It's harder to find the value, you know, to a degree. But yeah, that's a little bit on how I go into it and the psychology I use at the start as I work through it. So, you know, as tomorrow is a classic example. 110 black bookers. There's probably 25 that are inside the price range of qualifying as those 4 anchors for the skinny. So, you know, we've got a pretty good palette to work from tomorrow. Saturdays are generally pretty good. They're tiresome and they're time consuming because you've got to get through so much and you've got to pick and choose. And when you get 110 black bookers and you can't do every one of them, you can't do every race in detail of every one of those horses that are in them. You know, you got to go, oh, look, fuck, there's a maiden. Oh, the breeding of that. Fuck, oh, you know, my schnitzel out of a fucking done deal, mate. Whatever. Doesn't matter. But it looks well suited there. There's hidden merit there. It's 4.0, and you look at it, and it's 5 lengths above the par for the class. You know, the first thing we look for is 4 lengths above the par for the class. Don't tell anyone that. I shouldn't be saying that. You know how to work that out too. But yeah, so when you go down those lines and you can pinpoint it and work it to that point, it's... I'm not saying it's fucking easy, but it's about making your job easier at the end of the day. And that's the processes I've put in place over the years, you know. Yeah, I'll talk a lot more about it. But that's just a little bit of a ramble, and I think it's a good one. It gives you an idea of the psychology I use as I start to look for best 5. The pieces start to come together in the morning a little bit more solider as we know the scratchings and pace scenarios work out or might change. You know, you might have a field of 8 and there's and there's 3 leaders over 1,400 and then there's 2 scratchings and only 1 leader. You know, just you can throw what you did out the fucking window. It's pointless. You know, yeah. All right, good stuff. See ya.